It's with mom and dad.
You ready? All right, I'd like to welcome you to the February 7th, 2024 City Council meeting. Roll call: Jason Upchurch, Kevin Newsom, Billy Costello, Diane
Feffley.
City employees: Dan Platt, Daryl Schultz, Brad Wainwright, and Jake Bartles. We're not going to do the invocation tonight. What we're going to do is we lost one of our great people, and a former council member for 26 years, Dee Cragen. And there's not going to be a public memorial or service. The family wishes to respect their wishes of just let it be done. So at this time, I'd like to stand and stay with me in a moment of silence in her honor. About a minute. Okay. Do a pledge allegiance. I pledge allegiance
To the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay, item 4, approval of agenda. I would like to amend it and add under new business, letter A, change order number 5, Halmy Construction Incorporated. We entertain a motion to amend.
I'll make a motion to amend.
I'll second.
And a motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Now a motion to approve.
I'll make a motion to approve.
I'll second.
Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Motion carried. Item 5, approval of January 3rd, 2024 regular council meeting minutes.
I'll make a motion to approve.
I'll second.
We have a motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Motion carried. Item 6, interested citizens, oral communications, requests, and comments from the audience on unrelated agenda items. Do we have anybody on the list?
Nope.
Thank you, Brad. All right, number 8, resolutions. Letter A, resolution 2024-001, fee resolution update. Dan, you want to go on that, or?
Sorry, Mr. Mayor.
Do you want to do the change order first?
The new business.
Oh, I'm sorry. Was in her.
Yes,
Okay. Item 7, new business change order number 5, Halmy Construction Incorporated. Dan, would you fill us in, please?
So this change order is due to some unforeseen changes that we came across in the field. One being we used less fencing was required, so there's a credit there. As it describes the calendar days due to weather and not being able to remove all the old biosolids from the existing lagoon, we need additional calendar days for the contract come springtime to finish the work. There were fiber optic lines out there that we had to upgrade to match existing ones and for future for the SCADA system. Let's see, grading modifications to the driveway. There was basically just to be able to blend to the existing grades around the project. There was a little bit of differentiation there that we had to keep from draining into the neighboring parcel. Sewer pipe, there was a section of sewer pipe that was in the contract per the plans, but was not accounted for in the bid line item bid documents, so we had to add that.
How close are we to being 100% finished on this?
Very close. Only problem is waiting on the weather now at this point. So it's been pretty quiet out there lately.
Yeah.
So
It's in operation that
Yes,
right? Yeah.
yep,
Yeah.
yep. The new lagoon is fully operational.
Yeah.
The remaining items is basically just removal of the old lagoon and clean it up.
Yeah.
So,
Thank you. I make a motion to approve the change order.
Second.
Okay, there's a motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Motion carried. Okay, now, item 8, Resolution A 2024-001 fee resolution update. Jake or Dan?
have you been working on those?
No.
For Daryl, these are your changes on this one
This is,
for the airport.
Airport fees.
okay, so for the airport fees, the first line item there, we've never charged an overnight tie-down fee. So we've added that, and we'll build a kind of a self-collection box or a slot that customers can put their funds into. Land lease, that just goes up by the CPI each year, but we did add an 8-cent surcharge if the lot is serviced with water or sewer. On the next page, the airport use fees, we increased those both for the police, the emergency vehicle operator training, and for the non-public recreational use. We changed the de-ice fee. We actually have a de-ice truck now, and the cost of the fluid has increased substantially. And we added an after-hours call-out fee.
I make a motion to approve the fee resolution.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Any comments or questions by the council? Okay. All in favor?
Aye.
Motion carried. Next up, item B, resolution 2024-002, ratifying city's purchase of real estate property, 407 East Crawford, which is right across the street. Brad, would you like to speak on that, please?
Sure. So we've been working on this for about 4 years. And it finally came to the point where the sheriff of the county actually auctioned it off. They basically went into collections, and so I went down. They actually literally do it on the steps of the county courthouse. It was 10 below zero that morning, so we actually did it inside the little foyer. But the previous council, Jason was on it and Heather, we decided $250,000 for a maximum for, basically buying it, then the demolition, cleanup, all of that. The minimum bid was $150,000 and change. And there was a call-in bid for that price. There were some other fellas there that were gonna bid $154,000. I bid $155,000, and the other ones walked away, and so that's where we were at. I believe the assessed valuation for that property was $190,000, and we purchased it for $155,000.
Good job.
So we'll start down the path next of, we'll have to do an asbestos survey inside the house and in the shop. We'll see what that entails, then we'll have to hire an asbestos abatement crew to come in and, take care of all that. We'll get the trees down, and me and my crew will start clearing the land, but then in the end, we'll have a demolition crew. We'll have to take the house down and haul it all off.
I was really excited to see that number, because that's a smoking deal.
Yeah.
And it, like you said, I mean, that location is never going to come up for sale again, right next to our shop.
Yep.
And it was $250, right, that we
Yeah.
were talking about.
Yeah.
So you're $95,000 under budget. Like, shh, that's great. Yeah, wonderful.
So we have that extra money now to,
Clear the property.
just get down.
Yeah.
I don't know if it'll do all of it. I just don't know what the asbestos is gonna bring. There'll be something, me and Dan will have to, get somebody on board.
Yeah.
Some of them don't have much, some of them have a lot. It just depends on how the house was constructed.
What
Yeah.
year is that house?
It said 240s, I think, is when it was built.
Yeah. Yeah. Great job.
Can I get a motion?
Motion to approve?
My second.
Motion second, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Motion carried. Number 9, ordinances. First reading, ordinance 2024-1023, adding a new subsection C to subsection 18.12.020 and repealing section 18.12.030 in the Deer Park Municipal Code. Debbie, do I need to read that?
I can,
Okay, go ahead,
yeah,
Jake.
so what we did is, we are eliminating the planning commission being involved in the processing and approving of building permits. And what we did is added in section C, you'll read, where it'll be handled as a type 1 ministerial or type 2 administrative, meaning the staff will pretty much handle the review and the process of building permits and eliminate the need to take in the planning commission.
So you're eliminating a step.
Correct.
Any questions by the council?
I know in past, Jake, Roger mentioned, so this is like where they approve like a house, right? Where you get like 5 houses approved. Like Roger mentioned some of that was, like so we didn't get really weird, funky houses that didn't fit, our community or whatever. Does the city have guidelines for, if someone wants to build like a weird container house or something like that out of shipping containers or, you know what I mean? Like,
Well, as long as it meets code, technically, we can't, it's supposed to fit aesthetically. We want it to fit aesthetically, especially if you're an HOA, they dictate
Sure.
especially what can be built and what can't be built. So as long as what they're building is in the code and we can enforce the code, and it meets, that's a, I don't think we have anything on containers per se, but I know like hay houses, things like that.
right.
That's not something that is built here, not in the state, but that is in our code books for that to be built.
Yeah.
I haven't seen containers as of yet in the RC.
If somebody did come to, container was the only thing I could think of.
Sure.
It came to you with a
Well,
really.
you see that, it's becoming very popular.
It is, yeah. If they came to you with something that's just really off the wall, technically met all the code, like what would would the city bring it to the planning commission? Or like, is there something that eases the burden off of you guys?
Well, that as long as they're meeting the code, as far as I know, we're not really able to restrict that much
Okay.
anymore.
Okay.
The planning commission wouldn't be able to restrict them either. would
Right,
they?
no,
So
that's why we're eliminating
It's a
it.
moot point that the planning, you were working
You would open
with
yourself
them.
up to a lawsuit, potential lawsuit.
Right,
If they're building a structure that's in the code book.
Yeah,
they're
yeah,
allowed to
I just-
build.
yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
There was just some discretionary
I understand what you're
decision.
saying.
Yeah.
And, yeah. we
I'm
might
not
have
planning
some-
on building
We
a
might have some
container
neighbors
house,
that
okay,
might
just to be
complain
clear.
with that, but,
Yeah.
it would be something that we as a staff would definitely
Okay.
research and make sure that, we do our due diligence that, folks around them possibly would
Sure.
know should be built.
Should speed up the whole process though, right?
Absolutely, 100%.
Yeah, by a few
Yeah.
weeks, probably.
Yeah, a few weeks,
Yeah.
and it's a lot of work to prepare all those copies of all the building permits and that, and the packets that we have to build, so.
Yeah. Yeah, thank you.
Okay. Any more questions? Okay. Move on to the second reading and second meeting. Item 10, consent agenda. Letter A, approval of voucher claim check numbers 41704 through 41728 in the amount of $514,167.48 for the first half of January 2024. Item B, approval of voucher claim check number 41729 through 41762, including EFT debits in the amount of $469,211.43 for the open period of 2023. Item C, approval of voucher claim checks number 41763 through 41790, including EFT debits in the amount of $32,980.29 for the second half of January 2023. Item D, approval of payroll checks 15,342 through 15,371, including PFML, LTC 941 taxes and health benefits in the amount of $155,329.70 for the month of January 2024. Mutual rescission of lease lot number 108, Josh Easton. Item F, Deer Park Municipal Airport Use Agreement, City of Spokane Police Department. Item G, Deer Park Municipal Airport Use Agreement, Spokane County. And then item H, Deer Park Municipal Airport Lease, Cameron Burrow.
I make a motion to approve the consent agenda.
I second.
We have a motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Motion carried. Item 11 is council questions, comments, or reports. Jason, we'll start with you, please.
A couple of weeks ago, I met up with Councilman Costello, and we were chatting about ways to potentially work together on some things. One of the things that we wanted to work on was getting some email to the council, and so I stopped into the city hall, and lo and behold, actually, our clerk treasurer had already been working on it, and she said that
I have emails, passwords, and if it's okay, I'll email that information to you. And you log in by doing Office 365 login. And I'll put that all in the email for you.
you have the authenticator and all that stuff to...
Everything should be there.
Perfect, okay. So that's a huge thing, huge win, something I've been pushing for a few years. So anyway, thank you for your work on that. So I think that's great. It's another way that our citizens can contact us. I don't know that we're going to get flooded with email, or whatever, but it's a step in the right direction. It's a tool, yeah. So, yeah, thank you. That's all.
Heather? Mr. Costello?
A little blurb. I met with Jeff Clark today, Northwest Advertising, him and the chamber are working together on a map of the city. So when new citizens come in, there's a map of all the businesses and information in town, which I don't think we have right now. So they're working on that. He brought me his little mock-up that he had, and I think it's going to be good for our citizens to have that whenever they come in and check in, get their utilities all set up. So.
Diane,
Not today.
where you been?
I've been to California.
And the weather was fine,
Well, it was lovely,
but you had to come back.
except for the rain.
That's fine. You gotta have your rain, didn't you?
Yeah.
Torrential.
Yeah, they canceled the Pro-Am Pebble Beach the final day because it was 70-mile-an-hour winds on the coast.
Item 12, executive session, we don't have. Item 13, a movement for adjournment.
I move to adjourn.
Okay, we're adjourned.